Unforgettable stories out of Western Jamaica from the scrapbooks of Adrian Freighter. While it is indeed a fact that in recent years, funerals in Jamaica, especially those for popular young persons to include gangsters and entertainers, have become quite colourful, with mourners clad in the latest dancehall-style outfits and royal-style carriage transporting the deceased. Against a backdrop of special colour schemes for the funerals and music, dancing, feasting and flossing, it is usually not an occasion that one would expect to experience extreme violence. It therefore must have been a major surprise to the many persons who showed up for the January 2018 funeral service of alleged gangster Ganda in his quarry home district in Montego Bay, as despite a heavy police military presence on the outskirts of the community, guns barked and one man was shot and killed as mourners fled the church in panic. In this edition of Lest You Forget, I will be looking back at that incident, which left many persons in Montego Bay worried that crime had escalated to an uncontrollable level and the city's once prestige image as a friendly city was irreparably damaged.
My place I run and a murderation right now, where nobody knows safe as far as we see how it a run. The people them are get scared, because their funeral are going and a man dead.
I will be looking back at this incident from a story I wrote for The Gleaner, which was published on Saturday, January 20, 2018, under the headline, One Dead, Others Injured in St. James Funeral Shooting. The story read as follows. One man has been confirmed dead and several other people injured following a shooting at a funeral in Quarry near Salt Spring, St. James this afternoon. Mourners were attending the funeral of Ganda, the alleged leader of the Walton gang. Duane was murdered several weeks ago in St. Ann. The shooting happened despite the presence of security personnel who had increased their numbers in St. James, which is now under a state of public emergency. It is reported that moments after the hearse drove off from the church, a man pulled a firearm, pointed it at another man, but was disarmed and shot several times. During the ensuing melee, other men reportedly pulled guns and began firing wildly, injuring several persons. The shooters managed to escape. However, it is understood that one weapon has since been recovered by members of the security forces. There is now a strong police military presence in the community, and a helicopter is hovering overhead. In a subsequent story which I wrote for The Star, which was printed on January 23, 2018, under the headline, Mobe's Ganda Get Royal Send-Off, but it read as follows. Last Saturday's ill-fated funeral for Ganda, the alleged top man in the volatile quarry community in St. James, will long be remembered, not because of the royal send-off he got, but more so because of the violence that erupted, resulted in one man being shot dead. A big disrespect go on. All the man them figure come fire shot at Ganda funeral. Me vex, a man told the Western Star in the aftermath of the incident, which resulted in several persons being injured as they fled in panic. Trust me too vexed to talk, yeah man. Not even the state of emergency the man them no respect, he added. When the white hearse with a glass carriage arrived at the church with the body, residents gathered around to view Duane's body, which was quite visible inside his casket, which was predominantly constructed out of glass. He was clad in a white two-piece suit and appeared meticulously groomed. The funeral program, which was a hot item among mourners, had two pictures of Duane on the cover and a generous splash of colourful photographs in the center. Before the melee, scores of residents clad in white t-shirts bearing photographs of Duane formed the guard of honor along the pathway leading into the church. His casket was then raised and carried into the church, allowing a clear view of his body from all positions inside the building. Tributes subsequently flowed freely as Ganda was eulogized as a kind man who was well loved. Ganda a good youth. He make him own luck but he never selfish with it. He was a kind youth with a good heart, said a female friend of the deceased man. Quarry was a good youth. He was one of the best. While the funeral will remembered for its elegant trappings and colour, it will also be long remembered for the violence, guns being fired at a funeral, which undoubtedly makes it one of those unforgettable stories out of Western Jamaica. Unforgettable stories out of Western Jamaica from the scrapbooks of Adrian Freighter. Before you go, please remember to subscribe.